Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Another snowy day in northwest Montana with traces of new snow falling in Kalispell today. More expected overnight as we kind of see a storm pushing in across western Montana. The next weather is likely to not only bring some snow, but colder temperatures. Good evening, I'm Dennis Bragg. Jill Valley is off tonight. Our Storm Tracker weather team has been calling for more snow tonight and some sub-zero temperatures to follow. For more on what you can expect for the busy travel Christmas weekend, let's throw it over to Erin Yost tonight with her first forecast. Erin?
Yeah, we're going to start this travel time frame off on a bad note. We've got that snow moving in as we speak. The radar really starting to fill in. Earlier today, not the case. Very quiet across a lot of the viewing areas you can see in Hamilton, our First Security Bank iCam. But right now we are seeing a swath of some moderate snow setting up across west central Montana. We've had persistent light snow across a lot of the northwest quarter of the state today, actually amounting to about 4 inches of new snow in Columbia Falls. Here's a look at those winter weather advisories in effect through 11 p.m. tomorrow night. I've got more details coming up in your full forecast.
More than 500,000 Americans are homeless, according to the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Of that number, hundreds succumb to the harsh cold of winter each year. Tonight, the longest night of the year, a vigil was held in Missoula to honor those who do not survive the winter. MTN's Eric Clements was there.
On the night of the solstice, for the second year in a row, more than 50 Missoulians paid tribute to members of the homeless population who died of exposure, unable to escape Montana's harsh cold.
That's what brought everybody together, and you know, it is a cold night.
Teresa Williams is the director of Reaching Home, Missoula's 10-year plan to end homelessness. Now in its 5th year, Williams says remembrance is important, but preventing these deaths is critical.
We cannot allow people to be homeless on our streets. We need to have housing for everyone. These are humans. They are relatives. They're mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters.
The night of December 21st is the longest night of the year. And due to winter's bitter cold, it's one of the most dangerous for homeless people across the country. And in Missoula, candles burn for those lost. But the flames also symbolize hope. Hope that these tragedies will one day be a thing of the past. The first step toward ending homelessness, Williams believes, is erasing prejudices and looking toward underlying factors.
What's happening? What happened to them? Not just what's wrong with them. It's what happened. Homelessness is a traumatic experience. No one's going to choose that.
While we rest comfortably in our homes, Williams asks us all to think about what we can do to help ensure no one goes cold this winter. In Missoula, Eric Clements, MTN News.
In other news tonight, Missoula police say they no longer have a person of interest in the case of those children's bone fragments that were found in a neighborhood shed, and it will be months before any test results are returned that might shed some light on the mystery. The remains were found in a shed on a property in the 2100 block of South 12th Street back in September. It's thought the bones come from 3 children under the age of 10, but that's about all investigators know. Missoula Police Information Officer Travis Welsh says detectives were able to talk with a man with some connections to the property this week. He came forward voluntarily, and Welsh says there's nothing to indicate he's a suspect in the case, nor are detectives even certain there's a specific crime. The remains were sent to the University of North Texas, but Welsh says it could be 6 months before there are any findings from those tests. Missoula police are still in contact with detectives in Michigan who are interested in any ties to the high-profile disappearance of 3 brothers there. Welsh says no other law enforcement has suggested any connections with the Missoula investigation. Authorities in Spokane are on the lookout for a person who fatally shot a 59-year-old Butte woman and another man this week. Officials say Danette Kane, known by her family and friends as Dee, owned the Westview Manor apartments in the lower South Hill area where the shooting happened. Kane was actually supposed to be on the road back home to Montana, but decided to stay one more night because of the heavy snow in the mountains. Alexa Block reports.
It was a chaotic scene Tuesday afternoon as Spokane police frantically searched for a suspected shooter. They were called to the Westview Manor apartments on West 10th Avenue around 3 o'clock. Police found 59-year-old Danette Kane shot to death on a stairwell and a man with a headshot wound in critical condition. Neighbors say Kane owned the building and the man managed the property. A day later, people who live in the quaint apartment building are still in shock.
Gathered together this morning and we all talked about what we knew, what we didn't know.
Jeremy Logan lives on the bottom floor. He says since he's lived here, he's gotten to know his landlord pretty well.
He was our friend. He wasn't just the guy that collected our rent money and fixed things. He was our friend. Everybody liked him. Everybody got along with him.
And that's how Kane is also described by the people who live in her building. For now, the people who live here hope to find solace in the friendships they've formed with their building owner and landlord.
I hope they find out who did it.
The Spokane Police Department describes their suspect as African American between the ages of 25 and 35, and the public can help them determine if the shooter is a man or a woman and what the relationship may be to the victims. If you have any information, please contact the Spokane Police Department at 509-456-2233. MTN News also spoke exclusively today with Danette's brother-in-law, a former Butte police officer who remembered her as one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
She didn't have a mean bone in her body, and you know, true to her nature. This particular incident, from the information that I have, she's running out to help somebody that's been shot, and that was Danette. No regard for her own safety, she was just going to help.
Danette was a graduate of Butte Central. Her family says her body will be brought back home for treatment in Butte. In Hamilton, a local company is turning towards a new way of producing living spaces in an efficient and startlingly quick manner. We have more on this story from Donnell Lakota.
Most construction companies don't start building a house in the middle of winter. But when the walls and roof are prefabricated, it can take under a week to finish a home, a process that would normally take 2 months. Whisper Creek by Rocky Mountain Homes has a different approach to building a Montana home. It's called Offsite Framing, a process that has all the faces of the house assembled in a factory and shipped to the build site.
What we do is we design the home to the customer's needs and the build site needs. Then we send those plans out into our panel shop where they're read. We have framing tables, so everything's laid out on the table, 2x6 framing. We sheet it, we put the house wrap on it, we put the windows on it, and then we put the trim on it, and then we put it on the trucks and it's ready to go out to the build site.
Normally, these walls would travel hundreds of miles to their destination. Now, the Hamilton-based factory is propping them up in their own backyard. This system of construction effectively allows companies like Rocky Mountain Homes to pump out houses en masse for very cheap.
Panelized construction is quickly becoming one of the most efficient and innovative ways to build a home. Because the frames are built off-site, they can be designed and constructed while the foundations are being poured, which saves hundreds of hours of labor and a lot of money.
A study from Pacific Homes showed on average about 40% less labor hours were required to build a home with prefabricated walls, and there was a 50% reduction in lumber waste on site.
And they saved around 223 hours on the build site. There was also a huge reduction of waste on the build site. And then because we're able to build them in our quality controlled environment, you have a tighter building envelope, so it's more energy efficient. Panelized construction, I think it's kind of the wave of the future. There's really a need for it. Because we have the skilled framers, there's a lot of areas where you can't find the construction laborers that you need, and so this is something that fulfills it not only for customers, but builders are also our clients.
Reporting in Hamilton, Donal Lakatua, MTN News.
The Hamilton-based Rocky Mountain Homes constructs these panelized homes all over the U.S. and even into the Canadian market. And a big thank you to our generous viewers who've donated over 10,000 pounds of food so far for our annual food drive. That includes 2,000 pounds donated just this week. It's not too late. You can drop off your non-perishable food items at your nearest First Security Bank branch in the Missoula and Bitterroot Valleys or Glacier Bank in the Flathead. By the end of the day tomorrow, we'll make sure it gets to those that need a little extra help this holiday season. For the past few months, KPAX-TV and Montana Rail Link have been honoring the men and women that dedicate their lives to serving Western Montana with our Salute the Badge series, where we get to know our local law enforcement and firefighters on a more personal level. We invite you to join us this Saturday evening at 6 p.m. when MTN News presents a special retrospective in which we'll share many of our favorite stories from the past 6 months. Coming up on KPAX, Aaron has your active holiday forecast and what to expect for your travel plans and Christmas celebrations. Plus, today is the shortest day of the year and the official beginning of winter. After the break, we'll explain the science behind the solstice right here on KPAX.